Good evening, TORCS family. How are we doing tonight? Today we have Open B, Saturday's race. Actually, let's get the intro going.
Hell yeah! I'll call sweeper! Hey, injured rider back there! Go back there!
And coming out of the creek is my favorite part. This is where we pass first place. Oh, we bar bashed him on accident, and we're in first. All right, now we can get back to the race. Ladies and gentlemen, grandpas and grandmas, cousins, sisters, brothers, whatever you consider yourself. We have Open B on the line, Saturday's race, engines off. Today we have an epic ride, epic race, first ever time in Open B. Very nervous on the start line, but we had an amazing ride. Ended up getting first place. It is an epic watch. Here we go. We have all the nods. Somebody pre-started their bike there. And we're off! Going to the first corner, my nerves are running through me. I thought I was gonna get trampled. I thought I was gonna get ran over. We're just gonna hold it on the line. Oh, we're eating all this guy's roost right here, and here he goes! Oh, flying over his handlebars. Luckily that guy was alright. It looked worse than it was, but it was scary. Pretty sure I said a curse word. And we're off. We are third place by that third turn, and we are holding third right now. To be honest with all of you, my entire goal of this race was to ride my best, ride my pace. I did not expect us to have such a great start, but here we are, third going into the woods section, which is very crucial at this property. As you guys know, if you rode the race, it was extremely hard to pass and the tight technical trail. Only times you could pass was when you got to the wide open section, or if you made a sneaky little inside on some of these tight trails in here. So we are off. There's a little bit of dirt in the bottom left of the screen, but don't worry, I wipe it every time for our viewers' discretion. Anyways, we start going through these woods. My heart rate is through the roof. My chest is beating in the air. I don't even know. I was freaking out right here. I had an arm pump like crazy. And let me explain to you why. Obviously, my first ever race in Open B. I am not used whatsoever to practicing at 12:45 and then having our race start at 3:30. That is obviously something the A, B riders, and pro riders never even talk about. So we're going to talk about that right now. It's impossible. Not impossible, because clearly I did it. I ended up getting first place. But it is rough. I'm used to having race practice, and then right after, having the race. That huge 1 hour, 1.5 hour gap in between practice and the actual race is horrible for me. Why? Whenever I get my practice laps in, I get a little bit of arm pump. But that's the only time I'll get arm pump. If I get a 30-minute practice in and then go straight to the race we don't get arm pump. Here we had my practice at 12:45 and then the race at 3:30. There's about an hour and a half sit time where I did absolutely nothing. And well, what happened as soon as the race started? All my arm pump just built up instantly. And here we are kind of struggling through the first half of this race. Now, everyone's taking that inside line right there. So if they're taking it, I'm taking it. We're going to call it a good to go. But yeah, that was definitely one big thing I wanted to mention was the amount of arm pump I had, because I'm definitely not used to practicing at 12:45 and then sitting around for an hour and a half, 2 hours to race time. Because as soon as that race started, I had instant arm pump, and I knew it wasn't going to go away until about lap 3, 4, or 5, since I needed that practice before the race. But that's not how it is now in Open B. You really got to suck it up and get used to it. So obviously, this being my first race in Open B, I was definitely not prepared for that. Another huge thing nobody talks about, or I've never heard from a pro rider, you see that sun up there? You see how it's beaming into my GoPro? That's exactly what my eyeballs are seeing. I swear, for half this race, probably about 62% of this entire race, all I saw was sun glare beaming down in my eyeballs, and I could not see to save my life. I could barely see half the track with the dust and the beaming glare. I couldn't see anything. I was just surprised I didn't hit more trees than I did. Anyways, it was crazy. Next time, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try to wear like a smog lens, smoked lens, something that are not just regular clear lenses. Maybe even an amber lens would be perfect for these 30-30 race starts. But that was also something I was not prepared for, so I think it would definitely help in the future. Now, as we get going here, you hear that 300, that low rumbling 300. I always try to ride a gear high. I noticed it helps with my arm pump as well, and obviously, like I said, it was crucial right now, and it was really hurting. So I was trying to stay gear high, and ride my race. Hopefully, no shaking of the bike, less shaking of the motor, and let this arm pump kind of fade. Now, another thing is grip with your legs, folks. If you're not gripping with your legs already, start gripping harder. Had to do that for the first 2 laps as hard as I could to get rid of this arm pump. Anyways, we are here on the expert line. If you guys were in C or D class, you potentially did not take this during practice, but this was lovely. So huge shout out to Gil and the track making team, because this was an insane course. I mean, it's always an insane course. It's always a great ride at TORCS. But through this creek, out of this creek, and then with this log on top, man, it couldn't get better than that. And especially with this hero dirt, it was perfect. Now, this little log jump, oof, beautiful. Beautiful little jump right there. I'm getting better at my log hops, and I actually ended up passing first place around lap 2 or 3 on that log. And whoever that was, by the way, I did not mean to bar bash you. I feel really bad about that. It's just when I hit the log, it impacted me a little weird, and I ended up slamming into your handlebars. So sorry about that. But as we get going here, and we're not complaining about our arm pump or the sun glare, this course was beautiful. It was an amazing day. Yes, it was chilly if you were not riding. If you're on the bike and you're riding and you're sweating, it was perfect conditions. Literally, it could not get better than this. Can I even talk? Like I said, it could not get any better than this. Now, I know I said I was not going to complain more about the sun glare, but in this specific section coming up, it was the absolute worst. Obviously, it was the angle. We were riding right into the sun, but I could barely see. Like, the GoPro actually shows better than what you can see now than what I could see. Maybe it's because my eyes were tired because the cold wind was hitting them, but man, it was so rough to see in this section. I just saw the little cloud of dirt, smoke, whatever you want to call it, from the bike in front of me, and I just kind of hit the gas, try to stay up with it, and not hit a tree. Now, this section was sweet though, because all the left turns, right turns, everything you had to do here, and if you did not stand up in this section or this course, well, you had a really slow lap time, let me tell you, because standing up was crucial at this race. Obviously, I'm sitting down probably, I don't know, 30% of the time, because I do get tired, trust me. I'm not insane yet. I can't stand for the whole race, but I can stand for most of it. But in this section, it was crucial to stand up. Now let's talk about this right here. One of my favorite parts. Ooh, you saw how smooth that was? I'm pretty sure the pros would make that section look a lot better. But if you stayed on the gas, you could literally jump over that little speed bump there, and it was super smooth landing. It was awesome. This course was great. Last year when we rode Blackland Prairie, I do not recall this section. Maybe this section was implemented, maybe it wasn't, but this time around, I think it was far better than last year. So off to a good start in 2026. Amazing layout, amazing course. Once again, thank you so much, Gil and the team, for putting this on. It was beautiful. Now, I will not lie to any of you guys. I do not see second or first place for a good while. It wasn't until lap 2, lap 3, when I finally caught up to them. These guys had an insane burst of energy, and they were on the freaking gas because, I mean, they're out of sight, out of mind. I was sitting there like, all right, well, I guess I'll take a third place. Just don't fall over and don't let anybody pass you, Ben. But you can see them up there just barely. So I knew I wasn't too far behind, not too far behind pace, you know. So I had a good feeling I could potentially catch up if I just stayed on the gas. Obviously, this is lap 1. What you guys are witnessing, just kind of cooler to see the race start on the video. But I will tell you, sometimes, like last year, most people did not like me posting my full hour and 10-minute race video. They kind of just wanted to see the highlights and the first lap and then call it a day with some commentary, you know. It's very hard for me to post an hour video and have anybody go watch it or listen to the entire commentary for the whole hour. It's just really hard. Nobody wants to see an hour video, and people don't really have time nowadays to do this kind of thing. So, you know, 10, 20-minute video, that's kind of what we're going to post. If you guys do want to see the full race in the next couple episodes, or sorry, next couple rounds, then I'll definitely post the full race with the full-length commentary. But for now, we're just going to do round 1, race 1, and lap 1. That's kind of how it's going to go. Round 2, we'll just do lap 1. Round 3, we'll just do lap 1. But if you guys want to see the full hour video, full hour content, we can definitely post that as well. I do not have an issue. Just let me know what you guys prefer. Anyways, that's why I said it kind of sucks to see lap 1, because lap 1 was one of our slowest. It looks like here on the chart we had a 15-minute, 12-second lap on lap 1. Obviously a little bit was cut out that you don't hit. Lap 2 and lap 3, my lap times were identical. They were both 15-minute and 27 seconds each. By lap 4 and by lap 5, I really picked up the pace. So I'm not sure if all riders are the same, but this is kind of how I work in the races. My first 3 laps are usually always my slowest, and then I get some kind of mojo and flow going on, and I feel like I'm a crazy guy, and I learned the course a little bit, and I rip it. Like, I understand I do get tired throughout the race, just like everybody else, but man, my 4th and 5th laps, every single race I've ever ridden, are always faster than my first 3. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if I gain more energy somehow throughout the race and that everybody else just gets tired and their lap times get slower, but for the majority of people I see, their laps in the beginning are faster than their laps in the end, and I'm the complete opposite. Also, shout out to Ray Washington. Oh my god, I messed up his name. Ray Washington. Sorry, I have like some slur going on. Anyways, shout out to Ray, because he told me, do not freak out, ride your race bin, ride your pace, and just see where you place. He also told me, do not expunge all my efforts at the start of the race. He said, if you want to start picking up the pace, start picking it up around lap 4 or 5, but ride a good pace in the first couple laps and don't overexert yourself. And I think that was some of the best advice he could have given me, because at the start line, I wasn't as nervous as I thought I was going to be. So huge shout out to Ray. He definitely helped me out on that. And since I ended up getting the first place win, him and his wife cooked me some hot dogs afterwards. So it was amazing. They're definitely like family. So huge shout out to Ray and his wife. Thank you guys so much. Now, as we get out of the woods section, we are in some tight open section here. Tight open section? That made no sense, man. We are in the open section out here. It's not tight whatsoever. In practice, I decided to take the far inside here. Somebody actually knocked down that little flag, and I almost ran it over, but I didn't cheat. I stayed in the course there. And anyways, we are back into the tight woods now. So, unfortunately, on that big open straightaway, I thought I was going to be able to catch the guys in second and first, but man, they are on the gas. Like I said, you can barely see him, and now you can't see him at all. So I was kind of devastated, kind of defeated a little bit, especially because I kept messing up that specific turn by the KTM flag. Every lap you see me hit that turn, I almost fall over. I don't know what it was. I was just psyching myself out. But also, another sweet part of the course, I do remember this area from last year, this little section here, but I don't remember all these little up and downs when you come out of this section, right before you get into another open section before the finish. I think it was the coolest spot ever, and it was probably the more technical area when we got over here, and I loved it. So we go up, go down, go up, tight inside, yeah. If anybody went off to the far right, I'm not sure how you would have got your bike out of there. Every time I went through that section, I just told myself, do not look right, because that's where I'll end up. So I always hugged that tree to the left, made sure I got out of there flawlessly. But that section was beautiful. And then again, right here, all this terrain change, freaking loved it. Now, I also do want to give a huge shout out to Doc at 812 Suspension and Design, or 812 Suspension and Design, however you guys like to say it. But Mr. Doc is the man. He is amazing, so thank you so much. I don't know if you guys know, but 2 days before the race, I was trying to practice, get me a nice hour of moto in to get some energy going and to get some good practice in before coming to the race, and my front left fork started leaking on me. Now, that's one thing I know nothing about. I always take my forks and my shock to him to get it serviced every single time, and that front left fork started leaking. One thing I do know is when that fork oil gets on your front brakes, they do not want to work. So I quickly wrapped it with a towel, hit him up on a nice message. He actually gave me a phone call, ran me through how I could use a fork seal doctor on that front left fork, get a temporary fix in before the race so I could ride my race, finish it strong, and then go get my stuff serviced right after. So huge shout out to Doc, amazing help. The fork seal doctor actually worked. It held up. My left fork did not leak after practice, and it did not leak after the entire race, and it's still not leaking now. And I will be coming soon to Round Rock to get it serviced again. So thank you so much for that. Now, as we come out here, we're almost to the end of lap 1. So we are going to end up ending the video, but I really hope you guys enjoyed lap 1. If you guys do want to see my full races in the future, leave a comment down below, leave a comment on Facebook, tag me, let me know. I'll start including my full races and not just lap 1, and with a full hour commentary. In this section, be careful. Boom! That's where I almost fell down and went down hard. I know I ended up seeing someone get stuck in that tight left inside. They tried to cut the trail a little too much, and it was a little too soft right there. But thank you everybody for watching. That was lap 1. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to see the full races in the future, I have no problem posting those again with the full commentary, so you can see every single pass, how I got up to first place, and you can see my lap times get progressively better. But thank you everybody for watching. Everyone have a great night, and we'll see you guys at round 2.